So we called the album Living in Extraordinary Times because we've watched what's gone on, but it's not meant to be just a negative. I started out writing some pretty angry, negative songs about Trump, and then gradually began to see the resistance movement and how he was unearthing poisons that were there already within the culture. Living in Extraordinary Times can also be about the blooming of a resistance movement, the blooming of an equal and opposite healing to match the poison. We got to work with Charlie Andrews, who was producer of the year and is a genius.
Tim was quite adamant that I should come and see them play because it would help me see them in full flow and put the jams that I've been presented with in context.
I think the stigma for a band like James is being called a heritage act, which usually means you're playing your greatest hits and you're treading water and you're a little bit dead. And Charlie came and saw us live and realised that we don't do that game. We change the set every night. We purposely don't play a lot of the hits, and he liked that. And in tandem to that, we'd met this young engineer called Beni Giles.
Tim had been going on for a while, hadn't it? It's like, it's about, we need to change rhythms. And we didn't have a great idea what he meant, really. It wasn't that clear. I don't think he was that clear in what his vision was, really, what he was hearing. And Beni did it. Beni just clicked, and it was like, yeah, this is where we should go musically.
Well, so I got involved with them quite early on, editing the tracks and just sort of carving out songs with them out of their live jams. Then started sort of working them in just in pre-production, just demo ideas, and I guess just trying to do stuff that they weren't expecting.
He would send us things, and then it became apparent that, there was a slightly different direction was appearing.
He came up the second week, and I said, okay, Beni, we have a song called Better Than That, and it's a bit too much of an obvious single, and we're not going to even show it to our management or our record company because they'll go, that's a single, it sounds like a James single. And we can't stand it when that happens. We said to Beni, can you fuck this up for us?
In the end, we were kind of responsible, I suppose, for putting Beni and Charlie together. They didn't know each other, they hadn't worked together before.
Well, I like to think we instantly got it on. Yeah. Got it on. Can we rewind?
It was very odd. I've got to say I was slightly taken aback.
We instantly hit it off.
That's the one.
I think that's what I wanted to say.
If I said that Charlie mentored him, it would sound patronising because Charlie worked with him and really encouraged Beni to grow. Beni was like an unknown producer who had never worked at this level before. And so the combination of the two was remarkable.
I think the way that the band come up with their ideas through just jamming together and tracking that, you do end up with a platform for quite sort of unique arrangements. Not your standard sort of, right, we've written a verse, now here's a chorus. It's sort of like they can go places you wouldn't expect, which is really fun.
I mean, we had some good percussionists play on the record. You can hear when you listen to it, but some of it's just 8 people in a room banging anything and everything.
Including Tim.
Yeah, we've had some...
A look of fear on Tim's face as he goes, you want me to hit something in time?
It was very funny.
At one point I go, wouldn't it be great to have flamenco dancers at this point? Because they do hand claps better than anyone else.
We'd done some clapping on things and we just sounded like us in a room kind of going, as it would. But they were brilliant, they were really good.
We recorded Tim around the streets of Wood Green, recording the end vocal for What's It All About. That was a laugh.
It was, yeah.
I thought I was the cameraman for that, while
yeah.
Beni was the mic operator.
Yeah.
And so we had kindred lunatic spirits who were willing to go over budget and try out mad things, much to the detriment of our management.
There's always, in any process with any band, and certainly a band of their scale, you've got so many people with everyone's going to have a slightly different opinion on so many things. So that's never what I would consider a difficulty. It's just part of the process.
I don't think we've ever eaten that much Pret salad, have we? I don't think.
If I see another Pret salad, I'm telling you.
And that caused all sorts of ripples of consternation and
Discontent within
discontent
the ranks, really.
within the ranks.
Yeah.
We have this amazing agent, John Giddens, who, like our manager, has been there, seen it, done it. He was the representative for The Who and the Stones. Everyone you mentioned, basically, he represented. And he came back last week and was like, "You've made 3 albums in a row. Brilliant albums. I can't believe it, because, you know, after all these years, I've never seen a band make 3 in a row. It's like usually they make one great album and then the next one's rubbish. And then maybe they might get one a few years later." And that was lovely coming from him.
Given that we did the whole thing in 4 weeks, which wasn't a lot of time.
No, it was a lot of time
Normally we
pressure
would
as
take
well.
longer to make a record, but we worked long and pretty intense hours.
The artwork was a tricky one, because living in extraordinary times, and that we've got this sense of Trump, but we don't, that the record's not negative, it's pretty uplifting and fiery and exciting. And so you don't want it to be a negative image. So we tried loads of different things, and some surreal ones that bore no relationship to the concept. And then I think it was our manager, after I had kept saying no to every piece of artwork that was put in front of me, even though other people loved it, and I was becoming very unpopular. Our manager found Magnus's work, and it was like, yes, that's it. A hand grenade with flowers coming out of it. It's like something really explosive and dangerous, but that actually might give bloom to something new and fresh.
We've got some great allies in the business. Mystics Music have been amazing for us, and new people are getting into James now. People, you know, probably 18-year-olds who don't realise we've got such a long history, hear a tune on the radio and go, "Oh, that's great, you know, check us out, come and see us."
Something about James, we've always been about longevity. We've always gone, we want to last. We want to be Leonard Cohen. We want people to rediscover us.
It is another roll of the dice. Each album that comes out, you don't know where it's going to send you. You hope it's going to have some breakthrough, you know, and it's not about the success anymore. For us, it's about the acclaim of the music that we make. And we're still ambitious in that respect, even though we've been going for a long, long time.
My concern would be more creatively, like where does it lead us? And so I hope that it'll be the springboard for us to find another kind of version of James.